If you're a Lloyds, Bank of Scotland or Halifax banking customer, keep an eye out. There might be money coming your way. Up to 500,000 customers are impacted and Lloyds has already started paying compensation. This is all aftermath of an app glitch that exposed privacy of banking customers like yourself. Customers of these banks, Lloyds, Halifax and Bank of Scotland, for a brief 20-minute window started seeing transactions which were not their own. So this is how it all began. Around March 12th, people opened their banking app and they're seeing other people's transactions. They have got nothing to do with it. Direct debits they don't recognize, benefits payment from the Department of Work and Pension, and so on. One woman in Edinburgh described this as looking into someone else's life, and she was expecting funds from sale of her mom's estate. So this made the timing even worse. And this isn't just about transactions or amounts. If you receive, say, benefits payments from Department of Work and Pensions, these often have national insurance numbers listed on them. So those were also potentially exposed to people. Now here's how it all blew up. Money savings expert Martin Lewis, who's a well-known figure in the UK, he asked people on Twitter, are you having this issue? Like, are you seeing other people's transactions? People have been messaging me this morning of being shown other people's transactions. I want to see how widespread this is. Has this happened to you? If so, what are you seeing? And within minutes, replies came flooding in, people responding they're having this problem. And I think Lloyds and Halifax also logged people out of their accounts as they were investigating this issue. Now, Lloyds says that the issue was quickly resolved within 20-minute window, but that doesn't undermine the exposure it might have had, because up to 500,000 people in the UK have been impacted. As a matter of fact, to make things better and to make up for this, Lloyds is already making compensation payments to impacted customers. So far, the bank claims it paid £139,000 to about 3,625 customers. That comes down to like £38 per person, but not so easy. Your actual payout may be less. Some people on Reddit are complaining they just got £10. Here's one post. Complained about recent data breach. It's not a data breach, it's more like a data leak, but they offered £10 in compensation, and before I replied, they wrote, they assume my lack of reply meant I accepted. Yeah, so it seems like you have to complain and push back if you're in this situation. Ask them to reopen your case and make sure you get a fair compensation for any data exposure. So if this happened to you, it's definitely worth pushing back. And look, in the end of the day, even £10 or £30, how much ever they're paying, this is still a much better compensation outcome than what ParkMobile did. I have another video on that. They paid like $1, that too as 4.25 credits with an expiration date. So do watch that video. So I think the moral takeaway of this whole incident is really like paying attention as a customer, but also people building these apps in the AI fueled vibe coding world, right? Everyone's not really well versed in the fundamentals of software development. And I'm not saying that vibe coding was to blame here, but just given how 2/3 of code these days is being AI generated, I'm pretty sure this has also affected banking and other apps. So you just can never be sure how these apps are being built if the people building them, they really understand the concepts of software development, data privacy, security. And even temporary glitches can have just massive impacts, not only on the customers, but the companies as well. Like this could open them up to liabilities. Of course, the compensation and the financial burden aside, you just can never be sure these days. And the worst part is this wasn't even a result of a data breach or malicious activity from threat actors. This all happened very likely due to a coding error, some bug causing this. So yeah, as a user of any app these days, be hyper vigilant, even if it's not your fault and even there are no malicious actors targeting you or the company you're trading with. These bugs I think will only be exacerbated given the pace we are going at with vibe coding. And once again, don't accept any offer you get blindly. Make sure to push back and complain if Lloyds or Halifax is giving you a really low compensation. You can get up to maybe £30-40 based on the reports I've seen so far. I'll keep this one short. Once again, I'm Ax and you're watching the Security Report. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next one.